Honorable Speaker, Telangana State Legislative Assembly, Honorable Members of Legislative Council and Legislative Assembly, I convey my heartiest greetings. The Telangana State, marching with an objective of development of all the sectors and welfare of all the communities, is striding forward with self-confidence into yet another financial year. Telangana region was carved into separate state as a new dawn, assuring from utter darkness by tearing apart the darkness that prevailed for 6 decades. Telangana state, which is still a nascent stage, had achieved many milestones in all sectors and became a torch-bearer to the entire country, just as blossoming flower sheds its fragrance. Those who opposed formation of Telangana hurled several curses like there will be a law and order problem. If Telangana state is formed, utter jeopardy will prevail in Hyderabad, darkness will exist without power, and industries will move away. They even made mockery that people of Telangana are not capable of doing agriculture. They prophesied that Telangana would not survive as a state. Even after formation of Telangana also, the external and the internal elements had even tried to halt the progress of the state with their plots. But what happened? The way shown by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, that only answer to the opponents is to stand straight by facing challenges and to take our identity to a state which cannot be put aside, is taken as an inspiration, and Telangana state today is standing straight and made critics to shut their mouth. Under the visionary leadership of Chief Minister Kalvakuntala Chandrasekhar Rao, several innovative schemes were introduced by government which paved the already shattered Telangana state due to the plots of erstwhile rulers into the development mode and transformed Telangana as a progressive state. The rise of Telangana state to third position is in Sustainable Development Goals India Index declared by UNO reflects the state's progress. The remnants, the achievements from 2014 June 2 till today, we will be left astonished. If we recollect the awful memories of distress prior to the formation of the new state, even now, those memories will pain us. Then there was backwardness in all sectors, unrest in all sections of community, disturbance in all regions, darkness everywhere, and was a zigzag puzzle. From these dire straits, Telangana state reached to stage of optimism is not a miracle that happened in overnight. Behind this victory lie thousands of hours of brainstorming and endeavoring for 6.5 years in matter concerning what should happen in Telangana after the formation of new state. The then leader of movement and at present the leader of our state, Sri Kalvakuntala Chandrasekhar Rao, had crystal clear understanding in the background of his experience. Government had comprehensive understanding as to what is there in Telangana, what did it lack, what was necessary, where do we stand in different sectors, where we should head, what are immediate necessities, what are future goals, what are the resources available and how to utilize them, how to pool the financial resources, what are the challenges we will be facing and how to overcome them, and took initial steps. End-to-end planning and perfect execution only placed Telangana state in this high position. As adage goes, a good plan is success half done. This is not an exaggeration to say that in present situations the state are beyond comparison, and with that the situation prevailed before formation of the state. financial growth. The Telangana state formulated its development model as individual-centric and an objective to find solutions to problems. It formulated plans after assessing the available resources and the needs. With strict fiscal discipline, the state has been increasing the revenue resources from 2014 to 2019 with 17.24% average annual growth rate. The state had increased its revenues and stood first in the country. In 2013 to 2014, the state's GSDP was 4,51,580 crores, and it was by 2019 to 20 increased by 114.71% to reach to 9,69,604 crores. In 2013 to 14, as per capita income in Telangana was rupees 1,12,162, and by 2019 to 20, it was 2,28,216. The state government is spending the increased revenues with fiscal discipline and perfect planning to develop the infrastructure and welfare of the people. According to the present assessment, the anticipated per capita income and GSDP by the end of 2020 to 2021 financial year would likely to be 2,27,145 rupees and rupees 9,78,373 crores respectively. From 2004 to 2014, in the 10 years in Telangana, rupees 54,052 crores was spent as capital expenditure, whereas from 2014 to 2020, in 6 years, rupees 2.3 lakh crores was spent as capital expenditure from both budget and non-budget funds. This alone reflects the state government's progressive and development-oriented fiscal management. Telangana state stood one among the top 5 states in the country with the best performance in increasing own resources. Taking loans within the limits of FRBM to increase the capital expenditure. This was mentioned in the State of State Finance report, which was recently released by the PRS Legislative Research. This is an ample proof of the state's financial prudence and fiscal discipline. In 2019 to 20 financial year, the economic recession prevailed all over the country, coupled with 2020 to 2021 COVID-19 pandemic has an adverse impact on the state finances. But yet, the state government had evolved and implemented strategies to face each and every challenging situation and ensured that the state economy had not slipped out of hands. It is a proud moment to the state when country's economic survey 2020 to 2021 that was presented to Parliament declared that Telangana state was one of the few states that could recover economically faster from the financial crisis created by the COVID-19 pandemic. All the frontline workers toiled courageously and momentously in saving the state from coronavirus. Today, the state is safe due to the tireless and continuous services rendered by the medical and police personnel as well as the sanitation workers. I convey my hearty compliments to all those. Corona vaccination. The coronavirus created doldrums in the entire world. My government had adopted effective steps to prevent the spread of dreaded coronavirus by providing free medical treatment to the corona affected. It saved precious lives of many. The entire country recorded 1.4% average deaths due to corona, while the state it is 0.54%. The percent of the people who recovered from corona all over the country is 97.2 and it is 98.88% in Telangana state, which is more than the country's percentage. Which is more than the country's percentage. Country's economic survey report stated that the Telangana state stood top most in the country as far as curtailing the spread of corona pandemic, deaths due to the virus, fast economic recovery from the pandemic, and for conducting a greater number of tests. As on date, the corona vaccination program is being conducted successfully on priority basis. The entire medical fraternity and the frontline workers have been successfully vaccinated. At present, vaccination program is in progress for those who cross 60 years of age and also those suffering from comorbidities. Aiming at vaccinating 50 lakh individuals, the government had made necessary arrangements which included organizing 1,200 vaccination centers, innovations that the new Telangana state achieved. Telangana, which was subjected to all sorts of discrimination and destruction, is now marching and progressing ahead tremendously in all sectors. Success in power sector. In the power sector, the Telangana state had achieved marvelous success to the surprise of the entire nation. In the erstwhile united AP rule, the people of Telangana suffered a lot due to the power cuts and crop holidays. The industrial production too suffered badly due to power holidays. That was why people desired for a separate state so that they could overcome the situation. The then rulers threatened that the state would plunge into utter darkness. Proving all their forecasts as false, my government transformed the state into an illuminating one. The very complicated power crisis in the state was overcome successfully by the state government within a very short span of time. The Telangana state had rewritten a new history as the only state which is providing 24-hour free supply to the farm sector and uninterrupted power to all the sectors. This is the first of the kind in the state. The installed power capacity at the time of formation of the state was only 7,778 megawatts, whereas it is 16,245 megawatts now. The then transmission capacity was 13,900 megawatts amperes, whereas now it is reached to 37,000 MVA. Then per capita power consumption was 1,110 units, whereas it is increased now to 2,071 units. This was announced by the Central Electricity Authority, which is an indication of great success that the Telangana state achieved in power sector. Telangana's per capita power consumption is higher than that of the nation's average of 1,208 units. The solar power was only 71 megawatts then, and now it is 4,840 megawatts. Then the maximum peak demand of United AP was 13,162 megawatts, while it is 13,468 megawatts recently. Government of India complimented my government's success in power front for supplying uninterrupted quality power without any power cuts in spite of marked increase in the number of power connections, per capita consumption and maximum peak demand. This itself is a great success story for the government, which has been appreciated by the union government. In recognition of this success that the state government registered in power sector, Council of Energy, Environment and Water, CEW, announce awards to the electricity corporations in the state. It is an indication of our progressive outlook that Niti Aayog has announced that Telangana got third rank among the list of the best states which supply affordable, clean energy without harming the environment and also with considerably less financial burden on people. This is it. Another indication of state's progressive outlook in managing energy resources. The works on Yadadri, Bhadradri power plants are being completed on fast track to make the state a power surplus state. In power sector, this is a great and delightful success story. In this modern era, electricity is a development index and a priority sector. The Central Electricity Authority announced that my government, by taking all necessary safeguards and working on a continuous basis, achieved successes in power sector. This sort of work has not taken place anywhere in the country. Mission Bhagiratha, permanent solution to drinking water problem. Mission Bhagiratha scheme completely put an end to the drinking water problem and that the Telangana people suffered for decades over. This scheme has become a torchbearer for the entire country to follow and emulate. This is a matter for all of us should feel proud of. The Central Jal Shakti Mission has declared that Telangana state is the one and only state in the country which is providing safe and pure drinking water through pipes to all the households, schools, Anganwadi centers. This is a befitting recognition to the state government's efforts. Through Mission Bhagiratha scheme, safe drinking water is supplied to all remote villages, tribal tandas and Adivasi Gudams. Prior to 2014, drinking water supply was provided, that too partially, to just 5,672 habitations. Now, protected drinking water is supplied to 24,543 habitations to every household every day through pipes and taps. On the whole, there are 57,26,804 household tap connections, 65 intake wells, 109 water treatment plants, 1,49,905 kilometers long pipelines and 13,901 service crossings were constructed as part of this mega scheme. 87,412 connections were given to the Anganwadis, schools, Raitu Vedikas and Vaikunda Dhamams. Prior to 2014, there were only 17,769 overhead service reservoirs, and with new construction of 19,233 reservoirs, the number increased to 37,002. For the drinking water schemes, from 2004 to 2014, in 10 years' time in Telangana, only 4,198 crores was spent. From 2014 to 2020, and the Telangana government has spent rupees 32,500 crores in 6.5 years and permanently solved the drinking water problem in the state. By launching and completing the scheme with lot of hard work in just 3 years' time is itself a record. With Mission Bhagiratha scheme, the fluoride problem has been totally eradicated in the state. Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation of the central government in its report declared Telangana state as fluoride free, and this is an outstanding victory that the state has achieved. What the then United AP rulers could not achieve in 60 years, my government has achieved in a short span of time. This announcement that I am making now is a truth that everyone and every household experiences every day. Mission Kakatiya, revival of the ancient tanks. Due to the indifferent attitude of elsewhere rulers, out of 75,000 ancient tanks constructed during the Kakatiya dynasty, as many as 30,000 tanks were vanished. The groundwater level sank to deeper depths. Agriculture sector plunged into a major crisis. Observing this ground level reality and grave situation, my government has embarked on a major program of Mission Kakatiya to revive and rejuvenate the remaining 45,000 tanks, and the entire program was taken up as a Yagna and successfully completed. Now the tanks are brimming with water as the storage capacity has increased by leaps and bounds. This resulted in the rise in the groundwater levels. The center has recently released data on the groundwater levels. It analyzed the groundwater levels in 549 wells in the state. The report stated that out of 549 wells, groundwater has increased by 91% in 498 wells. This is due to the Mission Kakatiya and its success. The agriculture, which past rulers have termed as a wasteful profession, has now become a flourishing festivity profession. With the revival of tanks, the fishing activity began on high note. Fishermen are earning good profits now. This gave a lot push to the biodiversity. This is a wonderful live picture which is very much before the eyes of the people to enjoy and feel happy. Irrigation projects. With a great and noble objective of making 1 crore acres of land irrigated in the state, my government has embarked upon constructing major and medium irrigation projects in the state. During the United AP rule, Telangana region was known for its arid lands and often referred to as a backward region. The United AP rulers, known for their discrimination against Telangana, played the role of a mute spectator when huge quantity of water from the rivers flowed into the sea as waste. They never made any effort to divert these waters to the agriculture lands in Telangana. The entire agriculture sector in Telangana was collapsed due to lack of water for irrigation. Several farmers committed suicide. After formation of the state, my government, on a war footing, began constructing irrigation projects to ease and free people from the dire situation. First of all the pending and partially completed projects were taken up and were completed. Kalvakurti, Netampadu, Bhima, Koyil Sagar, Devadkula, Midmanair, Yelapalli, Singur, Kinnesani, Palamvagu, Kumaran Beam, Mattadi Vagu, Neelavayali, Jaganpur and other projects work were completed on a fast track. My government has drawn a plan and taken up the construction to restore past glory of the SRSP project. My government has completed in a record 11 months' time the projects Bhakta Ramadas of Khammam district and Tumila lift irrigation scheme in Jugulamba, Gadwal district. 20 lakh of acres are getting water for irrigation due to the completion of these pending projects. The Palamuru district, known for drought-prone and arid region, is now with full of greenery. Migration has come down and the people are doing cultivation in their native areas. Former rulers have designed the irrigation projects in Telangana region with lot of loopholes intentionally. With clear and purposeful discrimination, they have reduced the capacities of reservoirs. They have built reservoirs with very less capacity. The details are as follows. Tummidihetti Barrage, 1.85 TMC, Medaram, 0.58 TMC, Malakpet Reservoir, 0.35 TMC, Anandagiri, 1.7 TMC, Imambad, 1.5 TMC, Tadakpalli, 1.5 TMC, Pamulaparthi, 1 TMC, Pallapura, Baswapura, 0.8 TMC, Chevala Reservoir, 3 TMC, Tipparam, 1 TMC, totaling 11.43 TMC only. This alone proves the level of discrimination the Telangana region suffered under the United AP rule. After formation of Telangana state and after formation of my government, the projects were redesigned to suit to the needs of the state. Interstate disputes were solved amicably and the project's construction was done on a war footing. Kaleshwaram, Palamuru, Rangareddy, Dindi, Sitaram lift irrigation projects are all on the verge of completion. The storage capacity of reservoirs as a part of the projects of Godavari River in the new state are as follows. Lakshmi Barrage, 16.17 TMC, Saraswati Barrage, 10.87 TMC, Parvati Barrage, 8.83 TMC, New Southern 1.58 TMC, Chammaka Barrage, 6.94 TMC, Sitama Sagar, 37.2 TMC, Ranganayaka Sagar, 3 TMC, Mallana Sagar, 50 TMC, Kondapochama Sagar, 15 TMC, Gandamalla, 9.8 TMC, Narasimha Sagar, Baswapur, 11.4 TMC, Nandi Medaram, 0.78 TMC, Annapurna Barrage, 3.5 TMC, Malakpet Reservoir, 3 TMC, Gaurava Malli, Gandi Malli, 10 TMC, Manchipa, 3.5 TMC, Chanaga, Korata, 3.2 TMC, 25 TMC reservoirs in Kamareddy and Ellareddy constituencies. Kukti in Allahabad 5 TMC and in total 227.77 TMC in the reservoir storage capacity. The erstwhile United Rulers proposed 11.43 TMC of the total water storage capacity on the reservoirs of Godavari River, while the water storage capacity is 227.77 TMC to the reservoirs being considered by the Telangana government. The storage capacity of reservoirs for the project planned on Krishna River under Palamuru Rangareddy lift irrigation scheme are as detailed. Anjanagiri 6.4 TMC, Veera Anjaneya 6.55 TMC, Vengadadri 16.74 TMC, Gurumatta Raya 19 TMC, Uttandapur 16.3 TMC, Lakshmi Devi Palli 2.80 TMC, Anandaram 9 TMC, Gaddu in Gadwal district with 15 TMC in total. The reservoir storage capacity is 91.52 TMC. Different reservoir capacity under Dindi lift irrigation project are as detailed below. Singaraju Palli 0.81 TMC, Gogavaram 1.1 TMC, Kottimukkala 1.83 TMC, Chintandapalli 0.91 TMC, Irvin 0.55 TMC, Kishtarampalli 5.68 TMC, Sivannakudam 11.96 TMC. In total, the storage capacity is 22.92 TMC. After 2014 in the entire state, my government has planned reservoirs with total capacity of 342.21 TMC. Agriculture development and farmers' welfare. Telangana region, which was once a permanent address for famine and drought is now transformed and shaped as an excellent agriculture-based state by my government. My government regarded agriculture sector as precious as life and believed that Telangana livelihood is in agriculture. To pull the agriculture sector out of crisis and instill confidence among farmers, my government for the past 7 years has initiated several measures in a phased manner. Irrigation facility has been boosted. Power supply has been improved remarkably. Quality seeds and fertilizer are supplied on time. Subsidies on agriculture, tools to encourage the mechanization and increase micro or irrigation methods is being undertaken. For the first time in the country, the farmers are given rupees 10,000 per acre for 2 crops as investment subsidy for the agriculture under Raitu Bandhu scheme, so that farmers need not worry about their input expenditure. Members of farmers' family are given rupees 5 lakh under Raitu Bima policy if a farmer dies for whatever may be the reason, and no matter even if he owns a small piece of land. This has helped the family members of the deceased farmer to a great extent. Both Raitu Bandhu and Raitu Bima policies, which won acclaim at the United Nations, have become model for the entire country as the most ideal and needed policies, with availability of water and power sufficiently, availability of finance for cultivation, which guarantee that the state government is standing and supporting them. Farmers in Telangana state with lot of confidence are producing bountiful of crops. These statistics stand as a testimony that the Telangana state has achieved tremendous progress. When the state was formed, 1.41 crore acres was under cultivation and the Telangana as per year, whereas now per 2.10 crore acres are under cultivation. Then the yield per year was only 2.05 crore tons, whereas now it is 4.11 crore tons per year, which is double the figure. In 2013 and 2014, paddy was cultivated in Telangana in 34.97 lakh acres. In 2020 to 2021 financial year, paddy is cultivated in 1.04 crore acres. Then the government procured only 24.30 lakh tons paddy, whereas last year it procured 1.11 crore tons of paddy. Last summer, the Food Corporation of India procured 1.15 crore tons of paddy all over the country. Of these, 64 lakh tons, that is about 56%, is procured from Telangana state only. Telangana state had become Annapurna, the rice bowl, which is giving food to the country. This also shows tremendous strides that the state made in the agriculture sector. In cotton crop also, the state has achieved tremendous progress. During 2013-14, it was only 41.83 lakhs of acres the cotton was grown, whereas now 60.54 lakhs of acres it is grown. In the cotton growing area, Telangana stands second in the country. The crop then accounted for only 18.45 lakhs of tons annually, whereas now it accounts for 37.62 lakhs of tons annually. In growing and production, the Telangana state, which was at the bottom rank once, is now ranking in the top states. This again is an evidence of Telangana's all-round development in agriculture front. As the cultivation area and harvest is increasing, the government has increased the marketing and godown facilities. There were only 150 markets in Telangana then, and they are increased to 192 now. Then godowns with a capacity of 4.17 lakh tons, where there 1.17 lakh tons were there, and now godowns with 24.73 lakh tons came to the use. In the backdrop of massive increase in the area of cultivation and production, the government decided to increase the number of godowns and their capacity to store. The government is administrating and marketing system in such a way that the crops cultivated by farmers are sold in a regulated manner. The agriculture sector recouped and recovered with several revolutionary and progressive policies of the government. It is a matter of happiness and pride for all of us that the Telangana farmer is able to stand with his head held high in the country. I am making it clear once again that my government had no other priority sector other than the agriculture, and there is no other important person other than a farmer. The hard work and commitment for the development of agriculture sector in the state would continue further with the same dedication. Welfare to every household. Telangana state government's policy is increase wealth and distribute it among the poor. The state had transformed itself as the best and great welfare-oriented government in the country. The Asara pensions, given by the government to the poor have provided them with security to life. At the time of formation of Telangana state, beneficiaries were getting only rupees 200 per month as pension, whereas now each one is getting rupees 2016 per month. The state government has increased the pension for the physically challenged persons from rupees 500 to rupees 3016 per month. Earlier, BD workers were not getting any pension. After formation of Telangana, they are given 2016 pension per month. So also single women, victims of filaria were not getting pension earlier, but my government provided them pension facility and giving 2016 per month. At the time of formation of the state, 29,21,828 persons were getting pensions, whereas now 39,36,521 persons are getting pensions in the state. Prior to state formation, rupees 860 crore only was spent on pensions, while rupees 8,710 crores are being spent now per annum. At the time of formation of the state, through the fair price shops, only 4 kg of rice per person, and that too with a ceiling of 20 kg per family was given. But now, whatever may be the number persons living in a family, each one is given 6 kg rice at the rate of rupee 1 per kg. At the time of formation of the state, per month, 1,32,464 tons subsidy rice was distributed, while now it is 1,78,754 tons. Changing face of rural scenario, Palla Pragati. To establish Grama Swaraj at the village level as envisioned by Mahatma Gandhiji, my government has been initiating and implementing new policies and progressing accordingly. The erstwhile United Andhra Pradesh rulers in the Telangana, by not providing adequate funds and by not decentralizing power, totally neglected the local bodies. This resulted in villages becoming care of address for backwardness. They became dirty places, often unfit for human dwelling without basic facilities. My government had worked with commitment, determination and strong will to make the villages in Telangana state as role models in the country. With this, the rural scenario has totally changed. The government recognized the Gram Panchayats and wards to suit the needs of the people. In tune with long-standing demand from Adivasis, Lambadis, Gods, Chenchu communities, their ST habitations have been upgraded as special Panchayats. This made possible the STs to become Sarpanch for 3,146 villages. They are changing the very face of their villages. Now only ST habitations, the government made not only ST habitations, the government made panchayats of remote villages and villages which are far away from the main village. There were 8,690 Gram Panchayats in Telangana region before formation of the state, and now their number is 12,769. The government on a regular basis is releasing rupees 308 crores of funds to the villages every month so that they will not be affected due to lack of funds. Despite COVID impact on economy, funds to the villages have not been stopped. This shows my government's commitment to the rural development. The government brought fresh light in all the villages through Palla Pragati program following the enactment of new Panchayat Raj Act. With this, the rural scenario has been totally transformed. Due to increased interest in tree plantation and due to garbage removal, the Telangana villages are blossoming with cleanliness and greenery all over. Every village is equipped with an infrastructure facility like tractor, nursery, Vaikunda Damams, dump yards, public garden, Raitu Vedika, etc. In view of the fact that everyone in the villages build their own toilets, Telangana state has become 100% open defecation free state. Complementing these efforts, my government received award from Swachh Sarvekshan from Union government. Planned development of urban areas. Urbanization is an indication of development and provider of employment opportunities. The rapid urbanization is an indicator that Telangana state is progressing in a fast track. Though there are many advantages of urbanization, equally there are many challenges. If expansion of urban areas is not done in a planned manner, it will lead to many problems. Understanding this, the government had given priority to planned urbanization. In tune with the increased urbanization, the number of municipalities and corporations are increased. Municipal corporations number is increased from 6 to 13 municipalities and from 15 to 129. Every month, regularly rupees 148 crore to the municipalities is released so that they don't suffer from paucity of funds. Municipal wards are scientifically reorganized. Through new Municipal Act, reforms were brought in urban administration, and through this TSB Pass Act, reforms were brought in building permissions. The government is making efforts to increase green cover and cleanliness, to better infrastructure facilities in the urban areas by organizing Pattana Pragati program in coordination with the people, officials and public representatives. In all the urban areas based on the population, integrated veg and non-veg markets, dump yards, plant nurseries, Vaikunda Dhammams are being constructed. Public toilets also constructed in the use of the people. Rural development, encouraging hereditary professionals. The Telangana rural life and its rural economy are based on the hereditary and artisan professionals. The village crafts have totally been collapsed due to the development world over, along with the total lack of proper policies by the successive governments. People who are eking out a living on these rural areas have lost their livelihood. This resulted in weakening of the rural economy, and villages have become poverty-stricken. Shepherds, fishermen, dairy farmers, poultry farmers are lakhs in number in the state, but yet the state was unfortunately depending on importing mutton, fish, milk, eggs and other food items. The government considered this phenomenon as insulting. The programs and schemes introduced by the government after a long brainstorming and to revive and strengthen the rural economy are yielding good results. The government had distributed 77,02,737 sheep at 75% subsidy in the first phase of the Golla Kurumas community. Golla Kurumas community who are in large numbers in the state. The distributed sheep have given birth to another 1.20 crore lambs, and now in Telangana state the sheep population is over 3 crores. The shepherds, the Golla Kurumas, made a wealth of rupees 5,400 crores. The National Livestock Census stated that there is 49% growth recorded by Telangana state in sheep population in the last 5 years, and this alone showed the change that attained. Our state stood first in sheep population in the country. The average production of mutton in the state per year increased from 4.46 lakh tons to 8.48 lakh tons. The state government has decided to distribute the sheep to rest of the shepherds in the coming year and benefit them. To give employment to Besta, Gangaputra and Mudiraj and other fishermen communities, the state government in the last 6 years at the government's cost released 268.37 crore fish seed and 11.64 crore shrimp into the tanks for growing. This resulted in increase in the fish wealth from rupees 2,479 crore at the time of formation of the state to 4,670 crore now. Then the average production of the fish was 2 lakh tons, whereas now it stands at 3.10 lakh tons per year. Owing to the support and encouragement given by the government through several schemes, there is a marked increase in the production of poultry products such as chicken and eggs in the state. At the time of formation of the state, production of poultry birds was 15.60 crores, whereas now it is 24 crore per year. Through poultry farms, then in the state, 36 crore kgs of chicken was produced, which is now increased to 48 crore kgs per year. Besides giving subsidy to buy buffaloes, the government is giving rupees 5 per litre as incentive for the milk procured. This resulted in marked increase in the milk production. When compared the situation that prevailed at the time of formation of the state to now, the milk production per year had increased from 42 lakh tons to 56 lakh tons. The efforts put in by my government to pull the weavers from the hardship and to give fillip to the power loom and handloom sectors have been yielding good results. The marketing problems are solved to a large extent by the government by way of buying the cloth for the uniform of the police personnel, school dress for the students, saris for the distribution during Badukama festival, Christmas and Ramzan from the weavers' societies. Due to 50% subsidy given by the government for the yarn and the chemicals, there is decrease in the input expenditure. In the past, the handloom workers were getting less than rupees 10,000 per month as income. Now, their income is increased anywhere between 16,000 and to rupees 20,000 per month. An exclusive corporation for the most backward classes for their welfare was set up by the government. SC/ST development. For the development and welfare of the most backward SC/ST communities, the government is working with special focus and commitment. The government had brought in Special Development Fund Act and thereby in the budget exclusive allocations are made for them to utilize the funds embarked for them based on their population figures and in letter and spirit. And the funds are spent totally for their welfare. I am happy to announce that besides the funds allocated under Special Fund Act, my government is planning to allocate some more funds to the SC/ST communities. Administrative reforms, new acts. The government has assured in new administrative wings as part of administrative reforms to bring governance to the doorstep of people, to implement development welfare programs more effectively and to remove delays and burden of traveling distances. In the past, it became difficult for the officials to monitor as the average population and extent of the district was vast. Hence, the government recognized the districts, reorganized the districts. Telangana, which had 10 districts, are now increased to 33. Revenue divisions are increased from 44 to 74, mandals from 459 to 591. The government has brought new acts to replace the old and the archaic acts to remove the irregularities and corrupt practices in the administration. The reforms are being implemented to ensure that they totally remove any possibility of corruption and delay, as well as offering total transparent services to the people. The new Panchayat Raj Act, the new Municipalities Act, and the new Revenue Act have brought a sea changes in the state administrative setup. The new acts have brought into achieve and fixed targets. The officials, public representatives, and people have now got clarity on their duties and responsibilities. The development works are taking place in both urban and rural areas without any confusion and obstacles. Dharani Portal, a revolutionary reform. Earlier, there used to be a utter confusion and lack of clarity on the land ownership rights. Hence, the government decided to change the scenario. The government in the first phase had taken up the comprehensive land records rectification and publication program. About 95% of land records were given clarity on the ownership rights. Based on this, new passbooks were issued. This is the reason why nearly 60 lakh farmers in the state are getting the Raitu Bandhu assistance without any problem. The new Revenue Act had brought in revolutionary changes in the land administrations. The government had launched the Dharani Portal with complete information on the agriculture land in the state. Dharani Portal ensures abundant transparency with regard to land records. The farmer-friendly Dharani Portal has been a path-breaking initiative in land records management. It removed discretion of officials, simplified processes, eliminated corruption, and has brought in transparency. Anyone from anywhere in the world can access the details of this land through Dharani portal. The government had also brought in great reforms in the registration system based on Dharani to ensure easy, smooth, and transparent method of selling, purchasing, and alienation of the agricultural lands. The farmer are able to complete the process of registration and mutation within minutes without seeking anyone's help, without running around pillar to post, and with no scope for corruption or delay. The farmers are able to finish the process in their own mandals. They get their passbooks speedily. Being testimony to its popularity, in less than 5 months from the date of its launch, more than 3.29 lakh transactions, including 1.06 lakh pending claims for mutation of records, have been completed using Dharani. People are happy that Dharani portal and the new registration process have been successful 10%. It is a moment of joy that the reforms brought in after 3 years of brainstorming have been yielding good results. The government has also decided to take up digital survey of all the states to remove any litigation with regards to the land boundaries. Based on this survey, boundaries will be fixed with proper coordinates, latitude and longitudes, which no one can ever tamper with. Not only disputes of boundaries of the farmer lands, but also that of government and forest lands, government and non-government lands, endowment lands, Waqf lands, etc. would also be solved. They would have their boundaries fixed to put a stop to the litigation. If there is a clarity regarding the issues of land, there will be an increase in 3 to 4% of GDP growth rate. This is an experience from other countries. If there were an absolute clarity on land administration, proper and transparent registration process in Telangana state, it would lead to peace in the villages and would definitely help development of the state. Quality education to the poor students and in residential educational institutions. The state government has started large number of residential institutions to impart quality education to the students from the poor and to lay the foundation for a bright future. There were only 298 residential schools when the state was formed, and they were also run with paltry facilities. The Telangana government newly started 619 residential schools and 53 residential degree colleges for the SC, ST and BC and minorities. Now in the state, in 970 residential educational institutions, 4,29,686 students are given quality education on par with the international and corporate standards. It is a matter of gratification for the government that students from these institutions are faring exceedingly well in several tough competitive examinations in the country, international games and sports. Best public health care. The development and welfare programs launched by the government for increasing the living standards will have a purpose only if people live healthy. Hence, the government is giving top priority to the medical and health sector. To offer better medical services to the people, the government had increased facilities in the government by leaps and bounds. The bed number is increased from 17,000 to 23,450. At the time of formation of the state, there were only 254 beds with oxygen facility, whereas now it has been increased to 11,758. While there were only 100 beds with ventilator facility, now there are 1,484 beds. The strength of dialysis centers have been increased from 3 to 49, ICUs from 4 to 29, sick newborn care units from 18 to 42, blood banks from 18 to 31. The government is maintaining 3 kidney transplant centers, 2 liver transplant centers, 2 heart transplant centers, 22 virology labs, and had set up 25 diagnostic centers. For the first time, the government is operating 300 Amma OD vehicles to transport pregnant women to the hospitals and to bring them back home, and 50 Parampada vehicles to bring bodies of those dead in the hospitals to their homes with dignity. The results obtained due to the betterment of the public health are evident. In the past, the infant mortality rate was 39 out of 1,000 births, and now it has come down to 26. In the past, there were 92 deaths of pregnant women at the time of deliveries among 1 lakh. Now it is reduced to 63. There is 10% increase in the inpatient strength and institutional deliveries in the government hospitals. Under the KCR Kit program, the government is giving rupees 12,000 to each pregnant woman and rupees 4,000 birth kits to reduce the risk of mortality of women and child, so as to compensate the women for the wages she lost at the time of pregnancy and postnatal period. The government has started 4 new medical colleges to create medical education opportunities. MBBS seats in the state are increased from 850 to 1,640 and PG seats from 531 to 835. Development of roads. Better connectivity leads to better society. The government has implemented a comprehensive policy to improve the road network in the state. A policy decision is taken that the 4-lane roads are laid from district headquarters to the state capital, 2-lane roads from mandal centers to district headquarters, and roads to every village. This policy is being implemented strictly, and the change is evident. And earlier, at the time of formation, only 669 kilometers 4-lane roads were there, whereas now they are increased to 1,029 kilometers. Double-lane roads length is increased from 6,093 kilometers to 13,273 kilometers now. This resulted in the reduction of single-lane roads from 17,483 kilometers to 13,785 kilometers. Bridges numbers also increased from 2,893 to 3,323. Panchayat Raj roads length also increased from 64,044 kilometers to 69,844 kilometers. Dream of regional ring road realized. The government has proposed regional ring road to decongest traffic in Hyderabad and provide better transportation facility among the districts. I am happy to announce that the state government, with lot of effort, got the center's nod for the regional ring road via Sangareddy, Narsapur, Tupran, Chaupal and Shadnagar in a circular way. 30 kilometers away from the outer ring road, 348 kilometers long ring road would be formed like another necklace to the Hyderabad city. I am sharing the information that the government is very keen and committed to complete the land acquisition and start works on the regional ring road as early as possible. Harita Telangana. Trees are lifeline for the living beings. For a peaceful life, greenery should be present in the right proportions. By the time of formation of Telangana state, forests were on the edge of extinction. Forest lands were grabbed. There is no green cover in urban and rural areas. The government is organizing Telangana Ku Harita Haram program aimed at reviving the forest and increase green cover to 33%, and is being done with lot of prestige. With stringent measures, cutting the forest is stopped. Top priority is given to raise forest in the forest lands. Plant nurseries are set up everywhere to enable people to get the saplings of their choice. A condition is imposed that the village panchayats and the municipality should allocate and spend 10% of their funds on greenery. This resulted in increase of green cover in the villages, towns, along the roadways and in the open spaces. There is awareness among all individuals on protecting and growing plants. The Forest Survey of India, an organization of Government of India, in its report stated that in Telangana state, there is 3.67% increase in the green cover since formation of the state. This is a success of the Harita Haram program. Government of India has also announced that Telangana state is in forefront and on top in the entire country in tree plantation and on a large scale and in increasing green cover of the state. Effective maintenance of law and order problem. Progress and development flourish when law and order prevail in the society. This is the reason why the Telangana government accords the highest priority to the maintenance of law and order situation. There is a huge increase in the allocation of funds in budget for the police department. The police department is given the required staff, vehicles and technology tools in large numbers. There were 63,181 posts in the police department at the time of formation of the state, whereas it is now increased to 86,829. Vehicles are increased from 5,703 to 20,004. Every vehicle is equipped with latest technology. With increase in vehicles, the police are now able to reach the crime spot within 10 minutes on receiving the message. The Telangana police are not just limited themselves in discharging their police duties, but are also forming part of several social responsibilities. The police did a wonderful job in eradicating the illicit liquor trade, closing down the playing card clubs and curtailing the sale of spurious goods. The police did an immense job during the corona pandemic, have lived up the definition of people's friendly police in the state. The state had set a record in the country by installing 6.65 lakh CCTV cameras, which account for 65% of the total CCTVs installed in the entire country as a part of surveillance and detections at all the open areas. Britain-based Comparitech organization stated that the Hyderabad city occupied the 16th position in the world among the cities that are causing CCTV cameras. Cyber warriors are posted in every police station to tackle cyber crimes and also educate people about the cyber-based crimes. This is the first time in the country that the special officers are posted exclusively to detect cyber crimes in all the police stations. The command and control content set up on the international standards with the state-of-art of technology in Hyderabad would make operational shortly to maintain and monitor law and order situation as well as several celebrations, Jatara and meetings. Industries, IT. It is essential to expand manufacturing and service sector to develop the state economically and create employment opportunities. Hence, the government in implementing innovative and model policies to encourage investments in the field of manufacturing and IT sectors. Favorable climate, a 24-hour quality power supply, better law and order situation have created a congenial atmosphere in the Telangana state for business, trade and industrial activities. The IPAS system won laurels in all the assured in the revolutionary changes in the industry sector. In ease of doing business, Telangana state stands among the top 3 states. World-famous companies are operating their offices in Hyderabad due to simple, speedy and transparent clearances. Under Telangana State IPAS Act, as on date, 15,252 units have got the permissions and clearances. The investments through them are to a tune to over 2.13 lakh crores. These industries would create employment opportunities to over 15.51 lakhs of individuals. IT sector is making rapid strides in Telangana state. Internationally renowned IT companies are opening database centers in Hyderabad. The IT hub managed by the state government had become base for many startup companies. After formation of Telangana state, newly 250 IT companies came to the state and 5,82,126 employees are working in them. In the first year of state's formation, the IT exports were 66,276 rupees crore. By 2019 to 20 financial year, they are more than doubled and now stand at 1,28,877 crore. In the IT export growth rate, the national average is 8.09%, while Telangana's growth rate is 17.93%. It is crystal clear that Telangana state, even in adverse conditions, is achieving progress. The proof is reflected in the announcement of National Association of Software and Services Companies that the IT exports in the state may reach to 1.40 lakh crores in the 2020 to 21 financial year despite the corona effect. I proudly announce that Telangana state is in forefront in providing digital services to the people. An indication of the state's participation in the Digital India program is that in large scale. E-transactions by the people of the state. In the Innovation Index published by Niti Aayog for 2020, the Telangana state stood in the 4th place. This is the result of the government bringing in several innovations in various sectors. Hyderabad as a global city. Hyderabad belongs to everyone. With people coming and staying here from all over the country, it has become a true cosmopolitan city. People from different regions, religions, creeds, and community are living happily together here. Hyderabad is becoming a global city by increasing its infrastructure facilities, maintaining the low pollution levels, proper law and order situations, smooth flow of the traffic, and so on at international standards. So far, 18 major projects are completed as part of strategic road development program to make Hyderabad a signal-free city. Of this, 9 flyovers, 4 underpasses are constructed, and the cable bridge at Durgam Lake has become a tourist attraction and also a good driveway for the Hyderabadis. My government has started Basti Davakanas in the city, in the areas where poor live, and provided better Medicare facilities near their localities. 225 such Basti Davakanas, which have been set up for giving better medical facilities for the poor, are working well by providing excellent medical care services. In the Basti Davakanas, teleconsultation, lab tests, medicines, and immunizations are provided free of cost. As per of Swachh Hyderabad program to avoid open defecation and urination, nearly 4,225 public toilets are set up in addition to the existing ones. In recognition to the Green Cover program of Hyderabad, Arbor Day Foundation of Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN has certified Hyderabad as Tree City of the World for 2020. The whole world is looking at Hyderabad with lot of interest. India Skills 2021 report stated that several higher learning, highly educated, and highly skilled professionals in the country are planning to settle down in Hyderabad in various jobs and professionals. This report, jointly prepared by VBox, Confederation of Indian Industry, CII, the TAG Foundation, has once again showcased Hyderabad to the world. The JLL report stated that Hyderabad stood first in the office space occupancy. Rate growth in the office space occupancy rate growth in the country. The same organization has declared Hyderabad as the most livable city in the country. Hyderabad is also famous as a pharma city. The Hyderabad-based pharma companies have created vaccines, drugs, and medicines for several dreaded diseases that made human beings suffer a lot. It is a proud moment for all of us that the Hyderabad-based Bharat Biotech company's Covaxin for COVID was approved and recognized. The government is setting up Pharma City on the outskirts of Hyderabad to develop and expand the pharma sector. Earlier, Hyderabad used to be under regular curfew orders. After formation of the Telangana state, curfew was not imposed even for a day in the city. This also shows how peaceful the city has been. Communal harmony. Telangana is known for the communal harmony and peaceful coexistence. This state has the distinctive and unique Ganga Jamuna Tasdeep. The government respects all religions equally. Hyderabad makes everyone who comes to her feel comfortable and happy, no matter where they come from. This is the reason everyone proudly proclaims himself, herself as Hyderabadi. I am making amply clear that the state government would protect communal harmony and peaceful coexistence of the people. Nowhere in India, we can say now here in India also we can say. The Telangana state government has shown and proved its mettle by formulating several innovative and revolutionary schemes and programs for the welfare and development which are unheard in the country so far. I am mentioning here few of such programs and schemes aimed at providing better services to the people. These innovative and one of its kind program are not being implemented anywhere in the country, and they are exclusive for Telangana state only. Take for instance the agriculture sector, Raitu Bandhu crop loan assistance, Raitu Bima, abolition of water cess, Raitu Bandhu Samitis, 24-hour quality power to the pump sets, reservations in market committees, one agriculture extension officer for every 5,000 acres, construction of 2,601 Raitu Vedikas for farmer interactions, free regulation of Sada Bainamas, updating and rectification of the land records. These are all unique to these states only. In the welfare sector, Kalyan Lakshmi, Shadi Mubarak pensions for single women, pension for BD workers, pension for people suffering with filaria, monthly allowances for imams, mausams, accidental insurance for journalists, home guards, construction labor, drivers, etc. Mission Bhagirath scheme. Telangana is the only state government which is providing safe and pure drinking water through pipes and taps to every household. This is the only government which constructed MLA offices. The only government that is providing meal to the hostel students cooked with fine rice. Telangana is the only state where mobile clinics for animals are arranged and vehicles for carrying dead bodies, known as Parampada, are made available. The only state which recognized Kanti Velugu program and conducted eye tests for its citizens. Telangana is the only state government which abolished transport tax for autos and tractors, and only government that is providing pollution allowance to the traffic police and risk allowance to the security wing for police. This is the only state where illicit liquor sale and consumption is totally eradicated and closed down all the playing card clubs. This is the only state which banned gambling. The only state that is protecting women with formation of their she teams, and the only state which is setting a police command control center with international standards. This is the only state government which provided free registration facility to the poor through GO number 58. The list is endless, and these are all proof of the state's vision and its visionary leadership. State then and now. The Telangana, which in the past was ridden with starvation, deaths and suicides, is now shining with hope, glory and happiness. The agriculture sector, which was regarded as a wasteful profession, is now a profitable vocation with lot of prosperity and festivity. The irrigation projects, which were confined to the paper, have now become a reality and providing the much needed water for cultivation. The arid lands then are now turned into irrigation lands. The state came out of darkness and is now marching towards becoming a power surplus state. The region which was thirsting for a drop of drinking water is now getting pure and safe drinking water through pipes and taps every day to every household. The people who lost their faith in the government hospitals have now regained their faith and confidence in government hospitals. Continuous efforts are put in for a healthy Telangana. The quality education, which was not within the reach of poor, is now available to them without spending even a paisa. The hostel students are enjoying their meal with fine rice and are happily pursuing their studies. With the government itself coming forward to help the poor families in performing their daughter's marriage, there is happiness, joy, and satisfaction among those families with girl child is born, when a girl child is born. In the past, the public sector undertakings were put up for auction, whereas now the PSUs are getting strengthened all by themselves and help and support from the state government. The roadways, which were called the roads to hell, are now safe to travel and are known for the comfortable drive. The field level staff who used to get meager wages are now getting reasonably good, respectable salaries and leading their lives with dignity and comfort. The Gram Panchayats and municipalities, which used to starve for funds, are now getting funds every month without fail. Then eggs, vegetables, fish, mutton, fruits, milk were imported from other states, whereas now the Telangana state have come to a stage whereas it is on the verge of exporting them. Then the district headquarters were located at a long distance and now they are within the reach of common man. Then industries were closed on regular intervals, while now more and more industries are coming to the state. Then curfews were order of the day. Now there is total peace and harmony everywhere. This is the difference between the Telangana then and Telangana now. Rededication in the service of the people. This is the amazing development growth achieved by my government. My government is striving forward with mammoth confidence by overcoming the anti-progressive elements who intend to create obstacles to this development. Telangana is the only state in the entire country which is implementing innovative schemes in many sectors. It stood at the top place among the progressive states in the entire country in distributing the fruits of progress to all sections of people. These are not my words, but central government has announced this on many instances through many reports. This matter is being acknowledged by many national and international organizations of repute. This development and welfare yagna will continue and many more steps will be taken with humanitarian perspective so that the fruits of progress will reach all the downtrodden sections in the society on priority basis. I hereby inform one and all that my government is rededicating itself to achieve this objective. I would like to conclude with a couplet from the immortal Tirukkural of the legendary Saint Thiruvalluvar, which truly reflects the present state of Telangana. Perumporulal Pettagadagi Arunketal Aatra Vilaivadu Nadu, which means a state which has abundant wealth, absence of calamity, and never failing harvest make a good state. Jai Hind, Jai Telangana.